Hello everyone, my name is Vivienne and I'm here to talk about Nanowrimo, National Novel Writing Month. This is going to be the intro video to the 30-day Nanowrimo vlog series that I'm going to be doing. This is just to kind of give you some a platform to kind of prep and get ready for Nanowrimo if you haven't already done that. Now, I will have a lot more detailed information for specific things like character building, plot work, world building, and stuff like that on my blog, vivieaulaire.blogspot.com. The link will be below. But for now, I'm going to talk a little bit about NaNoWriMo, what it is, and why I'm talking about it. So first of all, NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month, is a global challenge to write a book in a month, 50,000 words in 30 days, every November. It started off as just a challenge in 1999, and then a few years later, in 2006, it became a non-profit. Since then, NaNoWriMo has been dedicated to providing structure and support for writers, programs to promote literacy in young writers, because we got to get them started early, and it has a website full of really, really awesome things. Their website, nanowrimo.org, the link for that will also be below. Their website has a social aspect to it where you can kind of find friends and collect buddies. You can join a local, a region, and find people who also write, who are also doing NaNoWriMo in your area. I've met some really cool people this way. Their website also has a space to track words, like some people track their steps. It's really fun to kind of see your stats increase and get closer and closer to 50K. The visual aspect is awesome. But they also have a number of other ways to stay connected with writers and help keep you on track. In the before times, before we had a global pandemic, we had local in-person write-ins where NaNoWriMo would host, basically, it's kind of like a big writing party where you all get together at a cafe or library or whatever, and you kind of work on your own separate projects, but kind of together. It's really fun. Now we have online chat forums, we have Zoom meetings, we still have a way to keep that togetherness aspect, but you know, it's not quite the same. But yeah, so that being said, why am I talking about this? I am talking about this because I have been doing NaNoWriMo since 2013, so about 9 years, and I love it. It is so much fun. It brings me so much joy. I've learned so much from it, and I can't keep that all to myself. It's not really who I am. So I want to share some of what I've learned in the hopes that it might help somebody else. So that being said, let me go into some of the kind of ways to do NaNoWriMo. 50,000 words is a huge goal, but if you break it into smaller pieces, you know, those daily bite-sized pieces, it adds up and you can actually accomplish the 50K. Typically, most people do at least 1,667 words a day, so 1,667 words a day. I, like some people, I like to challenge myself and go for 2,000 words a day, but then again, I have been doing it for like 9-10 years. So do what you can, take it in small chunks and watch it add up. Now, the other way to think about getting ready for NaNoWriMo is to kind of figure out how you're going to do the NaNoWriMo, do the prep beforehand. There are 3 ways I'm going to share with you today or 3 ways that people have been doing NaNoWriMo. The first one is to be a planner. This just means that you, like me, take October or whatever time that you have to kind of sit down and figure out your plot, your characters, your world building and setting, some details like, oh, am I going to be writing in first person, third person? Is this going to be one of those crazy second person books or what? So planners typically spend a decent amount of time figuring things out for their story, and then have this whole outline and whole idea in their head, so they just have to sit down and write the book. The second way to do NaNoWriMo is to be a pantser, and literally this just means you're writing by the seat of your pants. I like being a planner. My aunt is one of those people who just does things by the seat of her pants, which is fun. It's a lot of fun because you show up to NaNoWriMo November 1st with maybe a character or a couple characters, a vague concept, something small and nebulous, as it were, and you just sit down and you wing it, the entire book. I know that this does work for a lot of people, not everyone, which is why there have been 3 kind of methods of NaNoWriMo that have come up out of this. And the third way to do this is, in my opinion, the best of both worlds. Plantser. It basically, you have a structure, you have like maybe an overarching plot, some characters, maybe you know the setting, maybe you don't, but you basically you have enough guideposts to know where you're going, and you wing the rest. It can be lots of fun. I've tried all of these methods throughout the years, intentionally, unintentionally. It's a lot of fun. So if you're new to NaNoWriMo, kind of look at these 3 ways of doing NaNoWriMo and pick what appeals to you most, what sounds easiest, what sounds most what you want to do, and just go for it. We still have a little bit of time before NaNoWriMo begins, but once it does, November 1st, I'm going to be starting these daily videos to kind of encourage you and guide you through the 30-day process of writing a book, which I will be doing again as well. My goal is to write the first rough draft of a book that my characters decided to kind of spring on me this summer. That's another thing about NaNoWriMo. Sometimes with the absolute freedom and chaos that NaNoWriMo brings, sometimes your characters have minds of their own. If you listen to them, if you give them the opportunity to speak to you, some really fun things can happen. So, all of that in mind, I wish you luck in your preparations, and I will see you November 1st with these daily videos.